Hi, my name's Alex Burdon and welcome to the Coachella Valley Music Show. On this episode we have Braun Fraulein. They're a local band and they're going to explain to us what's going on in their lives and everything that, about music. How did you guys get started?
You know, you're the timekeeper.
All right. Well, there was a jam at the spa up at DHS, and I used to go to that outside by the pools. It was cool. And he walked in one day and played the drums.
And then the light changed.
Yes, I inducted him into the Palm Canyon Roadhouse to meet Jimmy.
You know, the Palm Canyon Roadhouse is a local venue that local musicians, you know, they've really been opening their doors to bands such as yourself. And what have they done for you?
Well, I'll answer it.
Okay, great.
The owner, Greg, he's a musician. Okay, so he puts in this great PA system stage. You know, outfits it with drums and guitars, amps, and so Eric and Mark and I start, you know, we just kind of came together, not really planned. It was more of a spontaneous thing because there's a lot of jams there. But the freedom that's in that place is unlike any other club we've ever been at. Most club owners don't care about music. So he kind of gave us, you know, that freedom to just do whatever. And we started developing original music. And the energy between us three was so good that it kind of turned into a fourth member. You know, and I've never experienced that energy before with any of the musicians.
Superhero energy.
It's probably the biggest single component in my career that really held me back too, was not having what we have right now. So we played there for probably a year and a half, and we played there for a whole summer as the house band, and we developed original music without rehearsal because there's a lot of spontaneity. We're all fluid enough that we can communicate music on the fly, be creative on the fly, and it started developing into, you know, a really cool thing. And then the commitment toward that music deepened because of that connectivity that we had, the camaraderie really developed.
You know, and for those of us that don't know your band and what you guys do, what type of music are you performing?
We're doing kind of a progressive rock type thing. It's Zeppelin-esque. A lot of my roots are there, and Mark and Eric comes from a lot of heavy metal background, and there's just some fusion there. There's folk, there's Latino, a lot of different things are happening, reggae, and we're all pretty well versed musically in all those areas. So it just.
So it came naturally.
Yeah, so it could be like a fusion thing, maybe you could call it.
Floodgate opened. And
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah, there's some pop there. I've written a lot
Definitely
of pop music. I wrote music with Billy Steinberg, he's a pop songwriter, and I got some influence there. But the instrumentation though is very fluid. It's like walking down the street. You have to think about it.
Right.
That's what
And
I
that's the
really
way it should
yeah.
be.
That's what I really appreciate about these guys. Is we can all keep up with each other, and he'll do something on the drums that inspires me, and same with Mark. Mark will do something on the bass. So there's a lot of really great creativity that happens on the spirit.
It's the circle of love.
Yeah.
Do you guys play at the Roadhouse now on a regular basis, or where are you playing?
I think right now we're just trying to do a lot of pre-production stuff, working on the album and getting ready for all of that.
So you are working on an
A
album?
lot of recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just lots of the pre-production.
Playing
side of
January
it.
3rd at Plan B. It's a little new club
I
out
know.
in Thousand Homes.
That's where I spent my 40th birthday.
Yeah, it's
so.
a cool place. We went over
Very
there the
cool.
other night.
Yeah, we go on the last.
Oh, and January 31st, I think, we'll be at Schmitty's at midnight. With the Dave Ross.
And the
together.
Coachella Valley Music Show, we have an
Yeah.
event coming up on January 31st. And previous guests and such are going to perform. And so that night, are you planning on doing anything new, or are you doing cover tunes, or what's
All original.
all original? And is that normally how you
We
do
might
things?
do one
Depends
cover.
on the day. Sometimes we play 5, 6 Zeppelin songs in a row, and then sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
So it depends on what we're on. Sort of.
You kind of feed off the audience.
Yeah.
And so, guys, is there anyone that you've played with that you want to share with us today?
Yeah, I played with a few people. I played with Bill Ward from Black Sabbath back in the 80s when I was in Huntington Beach. Also with Bill Lorden in Huntington Beach, and out here he was with Braun Fraulein. I made 3 albums with him, 4 actually, and I had various other bands. I had a band in Orange County called Havana, and we changed it to Indio. Had a band out here in the valley called AWOL, and we were together quite a long time. Good bands, and there was 2 or 3 other bands besides that. So.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience in songwriting. I had the opportunity to spend about 3 years with Billy Steinberg.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Billy's an incredible songwriter, and Billy ran Great Farms in Coachella for his dad. And I used to go with him out there and spend day after day talking about songwriting. And Billy had already had quite a bit of success with Madonna and the Nirvana staff. He was interested in my songwriting, so we collaborated. We wrote about 9 songs together, and during that time, Billy really brought me up to speed on, structuring a song and having continuity in the lyric thing. And I was really fortunate to spend that time with him.
Grateful.
Yeah, and he's endorsed my songwriting, and then later I did some gospel music. I had a black gospel group that I worked with. Kind of really opened me up vocally, and that was good. And then after that, I worked with Brittany Boone. She was Pat Boone's granddaughter in Seattle, and we had a band called Single White Male, which we were the house band. Historic Brick and Rosin, Washington was the backdrop for the Northern Exposure television series. After that, I just laid low, wrote a lot of songs, and
Met these guys.
yeah, met these guys. There you go.
Good turn.
Yeah.
It's your turn, Morty.
So in the last couple of years, I was really lucky to record an album and be in a band with like one of my idols from when I was a kid. If you guys ever heard of King's X, awesome. Bass player, singer of that band is friends with another guy that I happen to meet that lives up in Joshua Tree, and awesome. I get to record my first album with those guys, and it's that guy on the bass. Joyful. So that was cool. That was a giddy schoolgirl moment. I played with Robbie Krieger once. That was fun.
From the Doors.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know.
Unfortunately, yeah. I guess it was Michael Polton too was there that night. I played that stuff too. That's for you, Michael. Who else? I played with Robbie Robb. He had some fame in the '90s from Tribe After Tribe. It's like some South African kind of stuff. African white dude. Pretty cool though. Lots of tribal business. Who else?
You remind me of a singer. You're not like the drummer type personality.
Yeah,
He
he's
sings
right.
Really?
Yeah, he can sing good. Yeah.
What is the difference though? Because I know lots of drummers, but we're all nuts. So
Music is hard.
Is it less nuts or more nuts? Are we talking more crazy?
But they're not out there as nuts.
Oh yeah,
like-
no, I'm in outer space for sure.
You really remind me of a front man, someone who wants to be in the limelight.
I don't know about that.
That's probably the thing.
I like sitting
He's
behind
not
the kid.
just a drummer.
Can I talk a little bit about the
You
lyrics?
of course can.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
I mean anything you want to touch on.
Yeah.
Obviously,
A
the
good-
lyrics to your music, is that what you're?
Yeah. Yeah,
referring to?
one of the really important things about creating a good energy from not only the musicianship but what you're saying. So the spirit behind the music creates a lot of that energy, and lyrically, we're coming from a standpoint culturally of social ills, economic, and political.
Yeah.
All three.
Which is what everyone feels on a daily basis
Yeah.
nowadays.
Right. So, we're having something to say. It's not just, ooh, baby, yeah, I love you. We're putting something out there that gives people something to think about.
And do you write all those lyrics yourself?
Yeah. We all write the music. I primarily write the lyrics. And Eric's a great songwriter and arranger. Mark's a great arranger.
Yeah.
So we collaborate, and that contribution that everyone puts in really keeps building
Right.
stepping stone of a greater song, and they're progressive, they change. So
Yeah.
when we play live, the song that we did in the recording is completely different than what happens live, because
Right.
the spontaneity
Right.
starts over again.
Right. And the feeling from the crowd and the whole
Yeah.
band and the moment. I understand that. Well, I really appreciate that you guys do your own stuff. You hear local bands that, just do.
I can't wait for you to hear it, because I know you're going to like
I'm
it.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will be listening for that, and I'll be looking forward to you guys on the 31st, and hopefully we can get the local people behind you guys. Oh,
Yeah, awesome.
one more thing. I didn't even touch on it. What is the meaning of the name of the band?
Braun Fraulein, my brother came up with the name, and it had a meaning behind it of racial integration, because of the name is Braun, which is brown. Fraulein is the girl, but yet it's German, which is primarily Caucasian. And then we kind of translated that into Mark's little girl, who's Latino, and she's a mixture of race, and it means brown girl.
The new world.
And that is, very, very rarely do we see.
Yeah, and then the
For
other
the future,
thing. Yeah, the other part of
Caucasian
it was because of my
descendants.
roots, like in Led Zeppelin, which is a German name too. I wanted to use a German name for the band and connect it to that.
Mm-hmm.
And our CD cover has 3 crows, which is indicative of the Yardbirds.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few things going on with the name, not just one thing.
right? That's cool.
So
there's
there's
something behind it.
there's sentiment with his daughter. She's a real sweetheart, so we kind of dug her in the wrong from.
Well, it's very nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you too. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Mr. Ross.
Thank you, producer.
Musicians Outlet in Palm Desert, independently owned for over 26 years, are now the Desert's acoustic guitar specialists. No need to go anywhere else. Check out their variety of name brand products. Choose from their great selection of guitars, amps, drums, keyboards, and more. And you get top personalized service to go along with your visit. Open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and close Sundays. Musicians Outlet, located at 44850 San Pablo in Palm Desert. Call 760-341-3171. Musicians Outlet.
We're going to be on the Coachella Valley Music Show. So check it out, Coachella Valley Music Show.com. Don't you think I would? Don't you think I'd tell you, darling, if I only knew? Am I acting crazy? Am I just too proud? Am I just crazy?
Hi, I'm Alex Burdon of the Coachella Valley Music Show, and we're here today with Kymm Galvan of Alyce Bowie. And we've got plenty of things to talk to Kymm today about, and we'll just get started with Kymm. Welcome. You know, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Alex. Nice to meet you too.
You know, Kymm is really talented, and I've had a chance to check her show out, and I just enjoy her immensely. But she's multi-talented, so there's a few things that I want to touch bases with. And Kymm, I wanted to know, like, when did you first come to the desert?
I came out here in '92. Been here since '92, so technically, I guess I'm considered a desert rat.
Yeah,
You know?
we all are considered desert rats. I mean, there's something about the desert that just draws you here. I feel that, and I was wondering, like, what do you enjoy about the desert, really?
Well, it was a great place to raise kids. It's suburbia, and it's kind of like, it's almost like living in Beverly Hills or a really nice part of LA, but it's real small town. Everyone's really friendly.
Right.
You run into people all the time. You can't go down the street without
Right.
running into somebody that you know, which is really cool. So it's got that small town feel.
And I definitely agree with Kymm. I mean, the desert is a great place to raise kids, and my kids love the desert, but they think they're going to leave. You know, I don't know if you get that with
they
your
want
kids.
to leave.
They
Yeah,
think-
they can't wait.
They
They
think
can't
they're
wait
going
to
to leave.
Mom, it's so boring here.
Right,
Oh my
right,
God.
yeah.
I can't wait to get out.
Yeah, I get that a lot. They think that, but I've often heard there's a bungee cord attached to everyone,
Exactly,
and they'll
yeah.
end up back here in the
That's
desert
very
eventually.
true. Very true.
So, you know, a couple things when I was researching you, I was like really excited because you do a wide variety of things, and one is your vocals,
Right.
and your band, Alyce Bowie,
It's one of my bands.
right? And then you also do some stuff on your own.
I do. I try to keep myself busy. I try to get myself into as many musical projects as I possibly can.
Right. And what type of music do you sing?
Well, with my classic rock band, I do, it's all classic rock, southern rock, and that's Alyce Bowie. I've done that since 2000. Started out in 2000, so that's coming on to 15 years pretty soon, which is amazing. I can't believe that.
Right, yeah.
That it's gone that long. We do classic rock. We do anything from AC/DC to ZZ Top.
Oh, wow. So,
And we will do anything that the venue asks us to do, or whatever. Theme parties, we love to do all that stuff. We'll dress up, we'll dance on the tables, we don't care, we'll do whatever anybody wants us to do, and it's fun. We have a great time. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, and in researching you, you've been doing this a long time. I mean, you started, didn't you do talent shows
When I was a little girl, yes. When my mom figured out at probably about 18 months or
That
2 years
you've got
old,
it,
that
yeah.
I would mimic the radio, basically. And memorized all the words to everything on AM radio. So, I was singing Delta Dawn and talent shows when I was 4 and 5 years old. And it just went from there. I was singing in dark honky tonks when I was really little. And I'm talking dark in the 70s, where you took 5 minutes for your eyes to adjust when you walked in. It's not like that anymore, but
Right.
It used to be like that. Yeah, I grew up with a wide variety of music. My dad was a rockabilly guy. He loved everybody on Sun Records. Thought he was Elvis. Had real Sailor Jerry tattoos. My mom loved Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck. My grandparents loved Jimmy Rogers and Hank Williams. I got into orchestra in school, so I listened to classical and read music, and yeah.
So you weren't really musically trained as on an instrument,
Yes.
but you were. And what instruments do you?
I started out in violin, then I took a year of flute, then I went back to violin, switched halfway through into viola, was in all the choir classes in high school and stuff. I had about 3 hours of music every day.
Oh, wow.
And that was back
Yeah.
in the time when there was a lot of music in schools.
Right.
I mean, we spent a lot of time
Right.
playing music in schools. So, yeah. orchestra, hour of orchestra, hour of chorus, then girls chorus too.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
We had tons of it.
Well, that's good, and I'm happy that you came to the desert because you really give a lot to the music community. Kymm, I understand that the desert community out here, all the musicians and the local underground music is a real close-knit family. How do you feel about that, and what's your take on the desert and the music industry out here?
It's small, and there's a great underground music scene going on. There's a lot of us older musicians that have been doing this for a long time. The way that it works in the desert, because there's not that many venues that book regularly, so if you're a giggy musician, we all fill in for each other because none of us want to give up a gig. And so if a family problem comes up or someone gets sick, you know, you have 4 or 5 other people that want to do the gig, but you might need a bass player, or you might need a lead singer, or you might need something. And so we're all incestuous in a good way. I guess you could say we take care of each other, we fill in for each other, we get gigs for each other. You know, if something comes up for me and I get double booked or triple booked, I will start calling everybody and say, hey, are you guys booked? Do you want this gig? You know, and, you know, we do a lot of that. We help each other out with sound, with lights, with equipment, whatever anybody needs.
You know, one thing I'm thinking about as I'm talking to you, do you feel empowered as a female musician? I mean, I would think that, you know, you're beautiful, you're tall, you're redheaded. I mean, getting on that stage in front of everybody, do you feel that power from the people, and, you know, whether male or female, because you are a female?
I don't know if it has to do with me being a female. I think that just what it is for me, performing is for me, and this is kind of my little analogy that I use, is it's like a roller coaster ride. Every time you sing a song, it's like going to Magic Mountain and getting on a roller coaster, and you go through this time period of 2 or 3 minutes or however long the song is, and you're on auto. You're having an out-of-body experience.
Right.
It's the most fun thing in the world. It's just this great adrenaline rush that you're doing, and you're doing something that you love and that you feel that you're good at, and everyone's having a great time. The audience is digging it, and, you know, they're dancing and having their own experience too. And you get to finish the song, and so you jump off the roller coaster and you run around again, and you get back in line and you do it all over again. And so I get to do that for 3 or 4 hours at a time, which is, I mean, it's really, really fun.
Oh, I bet. And you're feeding off of the audience, and they're feeding off of you. You know, another thing, when I was looking into the things that you do, you're really involved with the National Day Festival, which we have a yearly here in the desert. And it's our festival, what other word would I, carnival type.
It's like our little, it's our county fair. It's the Riverside County Fair. I'm not doing it anymore, but I got involved in local community theater here in 1998 and got the bug and started doing theatrical makeup, and then I started doing wigs and wardrobe and performing in the shows, and I had my kids performing in the shows, and we actually, one year I produced one of the date festivals, was co-producer, and wrote the script, co-wrote the script, pulled up all the music that we wanted to use for it, and plus did the costumes and wardrobe and stuff like that. So.
And that's why I was saying you're just such a triple threat, because you're this performer on stage, and you can get behind the scenes and do the makeup and be involved in the scripts. I just think that's awesome. You know, can you just tell us a little bit about the venues that you play out here and where, you know, we can see you?
Of course.
That's the exciting part.
Coming up next, which will be next Saturday night, I will be at the Grill in La Quinta on Main. Great little place, really nice people, really great food, a lot of fun. And we just recently started playing there, and they really like us and have been wonderful.
So she's got a lot of regular shows that come up, and Kymm is an awesome performer, and I would recommend her to anyone, you know, young, old, you know, any of them. Snowbirds, we have a lot of those out here. But it was such a pleasure to talk to you today. And is there anything else you'd like to say?
Let's see. Well, what else do I have going on? I just confirmed a new project with Stevie Adams. Stevie Adams is the lead guitarist for the Hollywood U2 tribute band, which is one of the most amazing tribute bands in Southern California.
Wow.
This guy is ridiculously talented. So we are starting something. We had our first rehearsal this week, and everything went good. And I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to get that going. So that's going to be coming up. It'll be gigs in LA. It will be casino shows. It will be,
wow! So it's
yeah,
a wide
it's kind of like
variety outside the desert.
graduating like the desert is high school, and it's kind of like getting
You're
to go
going
to college. I'm getting to go to
Yeah,
college.
that's great.
And then I just started working with Kelly Martella, who was the former drummer for Wasp, and he is so amazingly talented. He plays bass, and he plays guitar, and he plays drums, and so he's kind of my all-around go-to guy for whatever I need. So I'm really happy about that too. And then always having the opportunity to play with the amazing musicians in the desert.
Yeah,
I love
local
like
musicians.
Terry Reid, who I love with all my heart, and Brad Mercer and Mark Gregg, who I've played with a lot and love to death. And, yeah.
So you can find Kymm more than just the desert. She'll be venturing out, which is an awesome thing to do.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'll let you know when I do that.
Oh, good. So thank you, Kymm, for joining us. It's such a pleasure to meet you finally, and I'll be looking forward to your shows.
On January 31st, 2015, the Coachella Valley Music Show with host Alex Burdon, daughter of Eric Burdon, celebrates its anniversary with a concert that will be remembered for years to come. At Schmitty's Tavern in Palm Desert, California, presented by CB Weekly and David Ross. Performances by the Ronnie Lee Group, Terry Reid, Back to Black, the best AC/DC tribute anywhere. Ricky Hendrix, Jimi Hendrix's cousin. Rosalie Brooks. Joe Rosanolo, the CEO of the Jimi Hendrix Foundation. Featuring the Alvin Taylor All-Star Band, drummer for Eric Burdon and George Harrison. Brad Mercer. Shakay. Andy Kahn of the Turtles. Michael Carr. Callista Carradine, daughter of David Carradine. Shirley Avaro. Paul McKee. Chase Huna. The band Braun Fraulein, and more. Do not miss this event. Online tickets available for $8 at cvanniversary.eventbrite.com and $10 at the door. For all information, go to CoachellaValleyMusicShow.com or visit the Facebook page Coachella Valley Music Show. Anniversary concert under the music direction of Alvin Taylor.